I think today, and from my personal experience, the easiest way to live the closest possible to a Bitcoin standard is to travel to places where you know other Bitcoiners will be. So that stops us from onboarding more merchants. So there's other merchants that prefer for now to, while they are figuring it out, the accounting sides of it, they prefer to be not on the BTC map.
Saying hi to Francis.
Yes.
Hi. So backstory is we met at the BTC Balkans in October, and then we met in El Salvador for the Adopting Bitcoin. So the world is really small, and we meet up at all these locations.
Well, since you are traveling the world at lightning speed, it's
to
see you around.
It's easy nowadays, and as long as lightning works, which does, you can really do that. Isn't that the case? Yeah.
I mean, people talk about autonomy or freedom, but having some lightning on your wallet and traveling, and you can travel on Bitcoin using Travala and go to these conferences, El Salvador, paying with Bitcoin. It's incredible, really. The future is, in part, at any rate, already here, if we're selective where we go.
It's a really cool experience, actually, to do it, to feel it in person. When you travel to a bunch of different countries and to Bitcoin conferences, and sometimes you don't even use the currency of the country. You don't even I went to Las Vegas, for example, and I think I didn't even touch dollars while I was there. For example, it's so interesting, and the interoperability, it's really amazing.
But what did you use in Vegas?
Because in conferences you are always surrounded by Bitcoiners, so even if the place that you want to go for dinner or something doesn't accept sats directly, there's always one Bitcoiner eager to, guys, I'll pay with my card, but you give me sats, and so you end up not having to actually even have fear.
You need to check the video we've done earlier this year, because we did a trip to Belgrade, so that's a 4-hour drive from Sofia to Belgrade. And the experiment was whether we'll be able to pay with Bitcoin somewhere in Serbia, which is a tough gig. You cannot pay in Serbia anywhere. But as you said, we managed to pay there for a beer using the same strategy. So
so stack your Bitcoiners around the world. It's
Stack Bitcoiners,
yeah. So the more I think about it, the more actually it actually builds a virtual city, doesn't it, of Bitcoiners around the world. It's a weird feeling that you can go to all these places, these conferences, and as you rightly say, Francis, you find someone who's very happy to give you some cash for some Bitcoin, and you can survive.
But just to agree with you, I think you are completely right, because since we don't have enough adoption around the world yet, it's hard. Okay, there's a few cities, a few places where you can live on a standard, but I think today, and from my personal experience, the easiest way to live the closest possible to a Bitcoin standard is to travel to places where you know other Bitcoiners will be. So it's mostly, of course, for now, conferences. It's maybe some co-working spaces around the world or some hubs. But if you are traveling a lot to conferences like I do because of ChainDuel and now PubPay, it's possible to feel that you already live, that the world already is living in a Bitcoin standard from your perspective, since every day, every week you are interacting and paying, and it's really cool.
Absolutely.
to add some context now, just we are diving into the topic here of paying with Bitcoin and traveling, and even because we're all pushing the places where we live, where we are locals, where we know the local community, to start accepting Bitcoin. This is what it's all about. This is why we are talking. We have, of course, a project, a startup, but this is why we created that show. That's the whole idea. So Francis, who we told we met earlier, is coming from it's not that small town, by the way. It's like a medium sized town for Portugal.
It's for Portugal is not that small.
Yes. For China it's tiny, of course.
Even for compared to other cities in Europe, it's small. But for Portugal, it's distant, and this is also a great segue, because one of the reasons what inspired me to do this work in this city that we are going to talk, Caldas da Rainha, it was my first trip to El Salvador in 2022, if I'm correct. That going there and seeing all the excitement and people and being able to pay with Lightning, and the fact that already so many people accepted made it easier for convincing other people to accept. And when I came back, I was really excited about adoption, and it motivated me to try to start getting some merchants that accepted Bitcoin directly, and start organizing meetups and bringing more Bitcoiners to these merchants, and it all came from there. So,
and there was no one before that. Was there any place accepting before you went actually to adopting Bitcoin?
So there was before I started doing this work, I was more involved in the international community. I was, following Twitter and YouTubers and going to a few conferences. But then when I started going to more conferences and started meeting more people, and then I went to adopting Bitcoin in 2022. And when I came back, I started wanting to onboard merchants and also to build a community here, which led me to discover that there was already a small community, and there was already some attempts to start some initiative that were not very successful before. They did a small meetup, and it was only like a couple of people. And but the moment I started onboarding merchants and organizing the meetups, I immediately was able to connect with this community and with more people, and from there it started growing.
So as we speak, we have, I'm looking at the map. Sorry for the interruption, but just to draw the picture. So we've got something like 8 merchants in that city. And you have 4 places where you can have a coffee or eat or drink, yeah?
So not every merchant is on the map yet.
Okay,
Different merchants have different preferences. And what stops me from trying to onboard more merchants, it's the fact that I don't want merchants to be without customers. Like, if I'm educating them, teaching them, convincing them, and then nobody goes there.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel they will stop caring after a while, and I cannot be the only person going to every merchant spending some.
Yes.
So
that's a major issue everywhere. So you need to know when to stop. That's number one. Like, you need to understand how big is the community, and what's the percentage of the community willing to forget about hodling. So about starting understanding that it's actually money rather than shares and stocks. So as well, both.
And we had some good amount of people coming. We also, because there's other communities around Portugal, there's Lisbon, there's Porto, there's the south called Algarve. but they are mostly expats or digital nomads, and our community, it's mostly Portuguese people, which is I think it's good to have a community of Portuguese people in Portugal, because not only foreigners in Portugal pushing adoption. And we ended up being the most consistent and doing the most maybe well advertised meetups in Portugal. So members from the other communities also come from far away to attend our meetup. But it's not enough to, of course, to create a circular economy, and so that stops us from onboarding more merchants.
Yeah, and, totally fair. Yeah.
So there's other merchants that prefer for now to, while they are figuring it out, the accounting sides of it, they prefer to be not on the BTC map. So sometimes we make meetups in different restaurants, or we buy products from merchants that are not on BTC map.
Yeah.
They ask me not to advertise it publicly yet. Or it already happened as well. Merchants that before they accepted and they closed down the shop, the service. So it's not permanent. So there's always work involved.
Yeah. You had a really good movie, which we should put as a link below. Joe Nakamoto did. He released that was like a week ago from today, and it was so interesting. So, can you go back and just tell us how the first onboarding happened? Were they, merchants that you personally know, or you just focused and say, okay, I need to onboard this exact restaurants by organizing a meetup there, and then you start pushing from there?
The first time I onboarded a merchant, it was the first few times, everything was very natural. It was people, I was already a customer on their restaurant. It was restaurants and bars. And I told them, I asked them what, I kind of probed what was their level of interest or what, because, some people are just against it, just against Bitcoin, or other people are too busy to care or don't have the mental space. And other people, they show interest. Sometimes if you just mention Bitcoin to somebody, they will tell you, oh yeah, I follow the price, or I know some things about it. Other people tell you, no, I don't like this kind of people. So it's easy to get a sense from this. What I normally do, and I still do it, is that if it's a restaurant or a bar, I propose to make a meetup there, and I bring the community, and then if the experience goes well, then they can do it full time, or we can advertise it on BTC map, or I normally like them to have a first experience where people go and pay and they can see how it is, and also because our community is very good and very well educated, they are also excited to have a new merchant, and they try to explain him. Everybody has a different perspective. Everybody has read different books, and they can all share different information. And so normally it was not 100% success rate. It happened before that we made a meetup and everybody paid with sats, but then the restaurant was not interested in continuing. Normally it's related to expenses that they have that they cannot store, they cannot hold. Other merchants are more self-sufficient, more independent, and they go research by themselves, and they try to find what alternative it's more convenient or more adapting to their needs. Because some people just receive on their own wallet and they keep the custody, and they put the fiat themselves and they are stacking. Other merchants, they use services that they can receive in Bitcoin, but it converts to fiat automatically because they don't have a way to. They don't have enough profit to be stacking Bitcoin, but they want us to go there as customers. So for them, it's the same receiving in Bitcoin or in fiat. So
you
not
mentioned an
every-
objection. Sorry to interrupt, Francis. You mentioned a merchant objection around accounting.
It's
Is
not
that
that they have a specific objection, it's more that they are worried there could
worried?
be some legal consequences, some unpredicted because in Portugal you can accept Bitcoin as a payment, it's not illegal, and of course there's some maybe accounting overhead that comes with it, and they have to discuss with the accountant, and
That's right.
other merchants use it as an excuse, so they don't really have to go forward with it. But I would say, and talking about the video, so Joe Nakamoto he makes YouTube videos on Bitcoin adoption. He goes around the world. He came here, and I was showing him around the city and merchants, and we even at orange pill directly some merchants in the video, and the people, they are very open these days to talking about it, and it's not a dark secret, like everybody already has heard about the Bitcoin, and the tools are so easy these days. Just to try, you install a wallet, Lightning wallet, you receive some sats, and then if you already have some merchants and you can tell, oh, the other place already accepts, so if you receive, you can go there to spend, and and they know it's a small town, so everybody knows everybody, so it really helps.
By the way, it's always a good strategy when you tell someone, oh, the neighbor next to you or the other street, they're accepting Bitcoin. And that creates some emotion, because these guys, they're just watching what everyone else is doing. But of course, you need to prove that's working. And if you do a meetup, that's a good proof. Like you gather all the folks there, and well, yeah, it's so similar. we've been through these things. I've got the same things now with talking about the guys, the owners saying, oh, we need to talk to the accountant. Accountant says, I'm not touching this, it's illegal. So no, it's not. it's okay. and then finally they may decide, oh yeah, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna put the cash, gonna stack some sats aside. But yeah,
for some people, maybe it's the best option just to take the sats and put the fiat themselves.
Yeah, that's quite a common way here in Bulgaria. And in Portugal, could you let us all know what the tax situation is for the spender? Is there a capital gains tax?
So in Portugal, the way it works is that for individuals, if you hold for 1 year, you don't pay any capital gain.
Mm-hmm.
But for companies, I think you always have to pay the capital gain.
Yes. If it's an asset held on the balance sheet and then you sell, if there's a profit, then you'd expect that.
Yes. So maybe that's one of the reasons it's more beneficial for the merchants to try to keep the sats and put the fiat themselves. But if you have big volumes, you cannot be putting I don't know, depends how much money the merchants have to cover the sats that they receive.
Yeah, so the point is, if the price went up between them, and of course the price could go down, but so that would be a loss that could be offset against a gain. If it's under a year, or if it's any period for a business, if the coins are registered on the balance sheet of the business, then you're saying the business, when they spend the coin, that there is a tax, either a credit or a charge, depending on the equivalent fiat price at the time. Got it. Okay. Yeah. It is a bit of a, I think we have to be honest, this is a bit of a clunky thing we've got going on for companies to deal with. And I think some accounting software to take that ache away will be required. And I mention it because Nasco and I are speaking to someone who have something that we may be able to trial actually for ourselves or indeed with a merchant. And I think that will come. It just feels a logical evolution of accepting. Have any of them wanted to accept a stable coin at all, or just it's always Bitcoin? We're always Bitcoin, by the way, but stable coins are coming up an awful lot these days, Tether, etc. What's your thoughts on that, Francis?
In the here we are only onboarding to Bitcoin, but if you go to Lisbon, for example, there was somebody. I think they have a service that it's like a point of sale that accepts any kind of shitcoin and stable coins, and so it's like multi-coin, and they do accept some of them accept stable coins. But I was not involved. I don't even know which company this is, but it was somebody. Probably it was a guy, a merchant. Somebody approached the merchants individually, trying to convince them to accept their own interface. But no, in here it's only Bitcoin.
Yeah. I mean, there is this theory that in some countries, some parts, that people can understand a stable coin, and it can be the gateway drug to Bitcoin. I don't know. I have an open mind on that one. It seems in South America they're using a lot of stable coins relatively, and for remittances as well, stable coins, and it works. And obviously in the Aqua wallet, they very nicely put Bitcoin at the top, and then the spending layer 2. And then
sorry.
Then thirdly, Sure, you go.
I'm sorry. I was just want to say that without a doubt, stable like Tether, it's huge, and people are using it. I don't know who. I don't know anybody that is using it, but the record-breaking profits they have every quarter prove that somebody is using it, but not here.
Yeah, interesting.
I was also wondering, like, have some of the merchants have did some promotions just to be able to attract more Bitcoin payments, or they're not like dying to attract people paying with Bitcoin yet? Have you seen something working in that sense? So if they announce, oh, you know what, for the pizza day, everyone comes here and they're gonna get it off, or
no, the merchants they say we gave them some like plates they could put on the walls, accepted Bitcoin, accepted here. And they say that the customers that see it, some of them get curious and they engage. And they also say that people that see it on BTC map go there on purpose because of this.
This is what we need to do, Francis, because we saw this working. So we guys, they have different things there, but the sats we received, we decided to give to the restaurants as premium. So if they get paid 10,000 sats, if there is a fund for this, you allocate 1,000 sats on top of this, and you give it to the merchant. And this is working brilliantly. I can tell you, it's a beauty. But the problem is, you need to have the funds.
Yeah.
You may take out from your pocket, of course, but it's always a nice feeling, because we had this. We had the bless going there and say, I'm coming to you today to give you the 10% on all the Bitcoin payments you received for the last 2 months. And probably that's like 50,000 sats, even that much. Like, even there was a guy that I met 100,000 sats. And he's immediately like, yeah. There's no one else going to give them anything like this. Yeah, everyone's charging a commission. Banks charging commission. Everyone's charging the music rights, charging for your whatever, everything. You pay for if you have chairs outside on the street, you pay for that to the municipality. But you go there and say, you have to take the 100,000 sats, because this is because of the of your acceptance, because of your stickers you put there, because you contributing to the whole idea. This is your 100,000 sats, and the other thing is what we did manage, but it's not that easy. But in our app, what we have is they can see all the payments they'd received. And of course, if we have a bull trend and if price is going up, they see how much they actually gained. right now it's not the best because we still had a lot of payments going on, even back in October when there was the conference, and we went to that whiskey. Did you come with us on that whiskey bar?
Yeah, in Bulgaria. Yeah.
Yes, on Sunday
Yeah.
we got out there, and it was the roughly around 400,000 sats spent, for even a little bit more because he also took some in his wallet of Satoshi. So it was half a million sats spent that night. And that was, the price was 110, I believe, something like that. So probably if he's looking at the score right now, he won't be happy, but he didn't say anything up until today. I mean, he totally got it. Doesn't complain.
Well, but that night he was forcefully orange pilled by everybody.
Yeah. He was orange pilled, but that actually completely sealed, and we put the hard
you
pills
start
there.
giving whiskey to Bitcoiners in exchange for sats.
Yeah. It was the greatest spending night in Bulgaria so far. That was
really cool.
Yeah.
I think this sort of sums up a very good point, though, isn't it? To when you have got a supporting merchant, make sure they have a good meetup or night or two where you can bring people that really, that's their paycheck, really, isn't it? For coming along the journey, and reinforces it. And usually they're very interesting, smart people, the Bitcoiners as well. This is feedback I've had from a couple of places actually here in the ski resort of Bulgaria called Bansko. And they always say, the Bitcoiners are really interesting. They're always wanting to talk and engage and obviously talk about Bitcoin, but not just Bitcoin, but just generally about the product, be it specialty coffee or wine. Basically, I've onboarded the places that I go to and like. That seems to correlate as well. People really passionate about their business seem to be also open to Bitcoin. Maybe that's just coincidence. I don't know. But I wanted to ask whether your other circular economies attempting to set up on mainland Portugal, if you like, and we know about Madeira, but other ones, other people giving it a go in their local village, town, city.
Well, of course, Madeira, it's the biggest hub we have in Portugal. So I was telling you before, there's other communities and they are doing their own work. So in Porto, there's a few merchants. In Lisbon, in the south, Algarve. Sometimes you find one lost in BTC map as well. I would say that it's still not very well organized. So the Portuguese community needs some better organization to try to make something big. And like I was telling you before, I feel one of the issues here is that we don't have enough people spending the sats. And I'm trying to organize a program that would bring more Bitcoiners. And I want to do a program of builders. So I want people to come and live here for 3 months in a row. And I want to give them space and education and support to build their own projects. And eventually the best ones will receive grants or some support to start to launch their project. And I also want to organize a Bitcoin conference that would allow the people, the builders that are here for the 3 months, to expose their projects to the world. So it would be the model. It's these 3 months is 2 months and a half of building, and then the conference. It's how it finishes, and then trying to do it at least once or twice a year. And the idea is that we become a kind of full stack Bitcoin adoption hub, where we have the builders come, and they come, of course, with their families, and they can bring friends and whatever. And then we have the merchants, and then they go in the merchants and they spend the sats. And the merchants also have their own circular economy where they can hold, but they can also spend. And then we organize the events where the merchants can go and set up their own shop, and the builders come and they make the talks, they present their own projects. And it's kind of a circular adoption scheme that we are trying to build here, to mainly try to face the obstacles that we face with not having enough concentration mass here to propel it to the next level of adoption.
It's like an incubator. It's quite a big project.
Yes, it's very
the
ambitious.
way you describe it. Very ambitious, and but that totally makes sense, because there will be sats circulating then.
And it brings people together. This is what you want, so people don't feel they're in their own little vacuum, stuck in a different part of the country. And I think this face-to-face meet space is so important, and that's the motivating part, I think, for so many of us, is to get together. So yeah, good luck on that. And we'd also add a slight plug if you are thinking of setting up or adding a revenue stream to your circular economy, to contact us at Order Moon, because we have these restaurant services that are very easy to activate. And, be it Google Reputation Management, Wine AI Sommelier, which is our favorite one, where you usual QR menu, but instead of just normal menu, you press the button and it chooses the best wine in the wine list to go with your dish, and the reason why, and a Vivino rating, and can give you maybe 3 suggestions, different price points, etc. So we've got.
There was one guy. Yeah. There was one guy who wanted to do pairing with the beer, because he's a pup, and he said, "What I want to do is I have a big menu, but I have something like 300-400 different bottles of beer, different labels." So that was, all the ideas came from the owners, and when you are someone that you deliver some kind of value to that guy, because the guy, either you spend your money there or you deliver some value, then it's more likely they'll trust you to make that step towards Bitcoin acceptance. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that may be something worth talking about in the future, Francis, for your venues. And I think we probably just hit our time. And also want to make sure, Francis, that we put your details. You're on X, I know. Anywhere else we should get people to find you?
What's your?
I have Nostr as well. I've been more active on Nostr lately. I also have my projects, so I don't only onboard merchants to unite communities. I'm a software developer. I have developed a Lightning video game, competitive Lightning video game. It's called Shane Duel. So I've been taking it to Bitcoin conference around the world for 3 years now. And it's a lot of fun. And it's also related to adoption and community building, because it's a in-person game where people come and they have to use sats to play. And it's also part of my liking for adoption and the community, to repeat myself. And now I also have PubPay. PubPay is a Nostr application for splitting bills and donations, and also live performances. And so you can
OnlyFans for speakers.
Yeah, we used it in adopting Bitcoin for
it was perfect
to donate directly to the speakers while they were on stage.
Very cool.
So you can.
This was amazing, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, so people were just sitting there at the conference and giving sats to the speakers. And the setup was actually pretty easy as well. Because you were taking the event ID, the post ID. You were posting on Nostr, and then you took the ID just to make the connection. And then you start receiving. Genius. Yeah, that's amazing.
It's basically just a Nostr post.
Yeah, indeed. And also the game was brilliant as well, because I lost was that 12,000 sats. Well, I played with my daughter, and she won it. Of course, I pretended I'm really weak, but she won the prize. She won it all.
It's a very good tool for children to have their first
yes.
experience.
Yes, yeah, that was, and she's got 12,000 sats now.
Very cool. Lots of people were playing it. I saw in El Salvador. So we'll put the link to all that.
Yeah, just last thing. Do you remember, just for a history? Everyone has their moments where back in time you spent some sats, and probably the value today will be a lot more. What's your story? Because everyone has that story, and no matter where you spend, when you spend, it doesn't give you up. So we're still spending. Yeah, it doesn't stop. It doesn't matter whether you spend 10,000 bitcoins for a pizza. That guy.
Well, I already spent all my sats, so it's
okay. Yeah,
my whole story comes up to this. But when I first got into Bitcoin, I was playing this video game called Dragon Tail, which was like a 3D RPG game that you could deposit sats, and there was like some gambling mini games inside this 3D game, and I lost all my Bitcoin playing this game back then.
Was it a lot?
Well, at current price, yes, it could
it's
be.
A lot.
It's. I don't want to go back to the memories.
Well, yeah, things happen. But most importantly, you have memories in your head, yeah? So you remember
memories of the loss. No. Spend and replace is the point.
I remember the beer. I spent quite a few sats on that.
On beer?
Sushi, yeah, beer. Beer was 0.004. That was the first 400,000 sats. In my memory, this is when I first spent sats. 400,000 sats. Yes, 400,000 sats for a beer.
For a beer?
Yes, yeah. Then sushi. But,
remember it well.
Yeah, good memories. Anyway.
Good.
Good. So, thank you very much for taking the time and telling us more about your city. Caldas da Rainha.
It was similar.
You butchered that one, Nasco.
Yeah. Everyone who survived till the end of the video, like and subscribe. And you see Francis' details with all the interesting projects he is working on. And to hit the like button. And that's it. Yeah.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thanks.
It's really cool.